Hi everyone, this is Gayle. It's been a long time since I've been, talking to you guys. I just thought I would let you know what's going on with me. And you see my little baby back here. She likes to get up on the back of the love seat when I'm sitting here. And sometimes she gets a little animated when she takes a nap, and it ends up feeling like a massage. Her feet get to going and everything, but she's my baby. That's Ellie. But anyway, you've probably noticed, and from the last video that I did, I mentioned the internet problem, and I may have the internet problem figured out. But what I'm finding is it's just gotten too difficult for me to try to do all the videos that I was doing. I was trying to do at least one a week. And then for my Patreons, I had to do one of those once a month. And it was just really difficult. I've explained before, the process in making a video is long. It doesn't take, you could have a 20-minute video, but it might take you 3 days to get it all done and finished and uploaded, where you want it. So it's a time-consuming thing. But what I started doing, especially when the pandemic hit, since I wasn't producing new videos, I started issuing my Patreon videos, the ones that I had set aside for only my patrons that donated $10 a month to me. But I stopped my Patreon account because I just wasn't able to keep that up. And I felt bad because these people were so generous to be able to help me financially. And, it was a blessing, but then I just got to where I just couldn't do it. When the internet issues started, it just got to be too much. So, every 2 weeks, I'm releasing a Patreon video. And when those are finished, I probably will not do too many more polymer clay videos, and I'll explain why. Those of you that have been with me for a while know that there have been times when I was accused of copying somebody else's design, which is not the case. I was not copying somebody else's design, but there are so many people out there now doing polymer clay videos. And when I finally got my internet problem resolved, I started looking around, and I had some ideas in my head, but then I started doing a search to see if anybody else was doing the same thing, because I just got tired of the accusations. So every time I would come up with an idea, I would do a search, and somebody else would have done something very similar, maybe not identical, but very similar within the last 6 months or so. So I chose not to do a tutorial like that because, again, I don't want to be accused of stealing somebody else's praise or glory or whatever. Not that I expect that at all. And it just got to the point I was getting really frustrated and just lost the passion, I guess is the word I'm looking for, the desire to get in there and create. Well, then to back up just a little bit, when the pandemic hit back in February, end of February, and I started staying home. Excuse me, I'm going to yawn. Oh, I'm sorry. This is close to my nap time. But my thought was at the time that it was only going to last a few months, 3 or 4 or 5 months at the most. And by the fall, everything would be under control. Little did I know this was going to turn into what it has turned into. So my intention was to work on paper items, and I made so many, but I made a bunch of paper items and to sell at a local church bazaar. That it's a small church, but I know all the people. I used to go to that church years ago when I lived out here. And it was a nice little bazaar. They had a good following. People came, and I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll put all these things, make all these things, and I'll box them up. And then when they have the bazaar, I'll pay for a table and see if I can sell any of them. Well, needless to say, the bazaars never opened up. Nothing happened around here. So I had to think of what was I going to do with all these things that I made. But the other thing was I needed a source of income. With the help that I was getting from the people on Patreon gone, and not getting any other, there was no other outlet for my polymer clay as far as making money. I decided, or my sister and I decided, to rent a booth at a local antique and gift. It was called Vendor Village. It's changed now to Crossroads Village. Antiques, Gifts, and More, I think is the way it is. And so my sister has 40 some years worth of stuff in her house. I've moved several times, and every time I move, I cleaned out a lot. So I did, was able to get rid of most of my things. By the time we moved into this house last year, well, actually it's now a year before last. It's been a little over a year now. I had gotten rid of most of all the extra things that my kids didn't want, which isn't much. Kids nowadays just don't seem to want your stuff anymore. But I did have all this paper stuff. So we decided that we would share this booth. And if you hear all this running around, Ellie has gone down to play with the cat. And they run back and forth. So that if you hear the noise, that's what it is. So we're sharing the booth. My sister is beginning to clean out things from her house and from her attic. And I put my paper things in, and they did really well, especially during Christmas. A lot of people bought them for stocking stuffers and things like that. But now the Christmas season is over, and so I've got to think of other things to either make, or I'm trying to go through my house and find things that I can put in there to sell. And I've sold some things. I've done pretty well. When I say pretty well, I've made at least my my payment on the booth every month, and then had, some left over, about $100 a month left over. So I feel like that's pretty good. But I started looking around for things to do, and I started doing, and you're going to laugh when you hear this, I've started doing Dollar Tree crafting. I've just been amazed at the things you can buy at Dollar Tree and turn them into something attractive, something, home decor items. It's just amazing the things you can do. So I've started making things like that. And then while I was I was not Googling, but on YouTube, I was looking up Dollar Tree crafts, or Dollar Tree crafting, something like that. And I saw Dollar Tree wreath making, which got me interested in wreath making. I've only made 4 wreaths. But I'm really enjoying that, but I'll never get the money out of them that I'm putting into it. So I don't know that I'll ever sell them. I'm putting one at a time in the vendor village, because there is a vendor that makes mostly Dollar Tree wreaths. And I don't want to infringe on her, her niche in the vendor village. So I'll put one, right now I've got two. I did make a Valentine wreath, which was a Dollar Tree wreath. And I had a metal, the big pickup truck thing. Everybody loves the pickup truck. Well, I found a pink one that looked really cute. So I put that in the middle of it was a pink and white mesh wreath that I made. There she goes. She's back. And I've got that in there, but nobody has shown any interest in it. So I don't know if it'll ever sell. But it's a nice look. I don't decorate for Valentine's Day. I love Kelly. I don't know if you watch Kelly Clarkson, but she's newly divorced. And with Valentine's Day coming up, she starts calling it Single Awareness Day. And I laugh at that because I've never been a big Valentine person, except when my kids were little and when I was married. Of course, I always did Valentines for my husband, even though he didn't always do things for me, but that's why he's an ex-husband. But it's just not a big day for me. I don't decorate. I just don't do anything. All of my kids have grown. My grandchildren, I've only got 2 grandsons, and the youngest one is 14, and he is not interested in Valentines anymore. So, I'm sorry, my dog, she just jumped down and she's messing with my camera. Get down. Get down. So I don't know. I made this wreath just mainly to decorate the booth, to have something frilly in there. And so I've done that, and I have some farmhouse type wreaths that I've made that I really like. But the people that I'm learning from are selling these wreaths, like the ones that I'm making, for anywhere from $60 to $100, and I can't get that kind of money for them in this vendor place. People are in there looking for a bargain. They're not looking for, something like that. So I may only just do one at a time, and when one sells, I'll make another one and put that in there. If it doesn't sell, I'll give it to somebody. But I'm trying to come up with things that I can sell in this booth now that I'm not focused so much on paper crafting. Not to say I won't do some more paper crafting, but there's only so much to make that you can make out of paper that's attractive. And I've already made some. I've got some left over that I boxed up, and I'll get it out again for next Christmas. But I just wanted you to know where I am. I will again start making videos, but it may be a polymer clay video. It may be a wreath making video. It may be a home decor type video. It just depends on what I'm doing that I feel like I can video for you to watch. So I hope I don't lose many of you. Some of you are only looking for the polymer clay videos, and I understand that. That was my intent when I started, but I do have over 400 videos. So when you start binge watching, just binge watch mine, because I have got probably at least 450 videos. So I'm doing that. I'm also moving my craft room. When I moved into this house, I was so excited that I had a separate craft room. Well, now that I'm doing these other crafts, I never got the room straight. I got it to a point where I could sit and work and do my videos, but I never really got it organized to where it was useful as far as what I did. But in doing just the paper crafting and the polymer clay, it took up the entire room. I have half a room that's polymer clay and half a room that's paper and supplies and things. But now that I'm doing these other things, I need a bigger work surface. So my daughter and I talked about it, and and it was her idea when we first moved in here, and I shot it down. It's just the two of us. It's a nice, it's not a huge house, but it's like 1,900 square feet. But we have a family room and a living room. Well, I wanted a living room. It's just, I'm old fashioned. I want a living room. So that when family comes, you can have people in the family room, people in the living room, and they're both accessible from the kitchen. So it's like we could all be together. Well, the first year we were here, I had the family here for Christmas, and nobody went in the living room. Everybody was in the kitchen in the family room and still had plenty of room. So we don't use the living room. We bought new furniture for the family room when we moved in here, and brought our old furniture, which is in the living room, and it's more traditional type furniture, which is not the mood of the house. The house is more country chic or farmhouse chic, whatever you want to call it. It's casual. It's not formal, and what I had was formal. So I'm going to sell most of my living room furniture, move my craft room into the living room, and then my daughter is going to take my craft room and turn it into her office / massage room. She's a massage therapist, and she only works part-time because she has customers or clients, she calls them, that she didn't want to lose. And with the pandemic, her company closed the location that was close at where she worked, and she's got to drive. It's about a 40-minute drive from here to get to the only location they left open. And her clients just don't want to go that far. They're going that far because it's one of these membership type places, and they have memberships. But when their memberships expire, they're not going to renew them. And they're much closer to our house than they are. And so she said she would be willing to do their massages here if they want to come out here. So that's what we're going to do. That's the plan. But in trying to consolidate all of I've only got so many drawers. And right now, you can't imagine the drawers of stuff that I've got full for polymer clay things. I've got things to cover. I've got cutters. I've got stencils. I've got silk screens. I have, you name it, I've got it. So what I'm going to do, and hopefully you'll be interested in this, and please leave comments to let me know what you think. I'm not going to do anything, right now. This is just a thought, but there was a time before that I did grab bags. And what I did is I got the padded envelopes from Priority Mail, and I just filled them with things that I made, supplies, clay, and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to do that again and sell them for $25 a piece. And in each one, there will be something that I made. It will be, or something, and plus maybe something somebody else made. I have a lot of things that I've gotten through the years that other people have made. There will be supplies. There will be beads. There will be canes. This is a good time of year to be mailing canes. Each one will have at least one cane. But I'll put as much stuff in that padded envelope as I can get. And it's not going to be the same thing in every envelope, so I can't really tell you what's going to be in there. I've got jewelry things. I've just got so much stuff that I will probably never use. So I'm going to pack those up. If you're interested, let me know, and I'll take you in order of your comments below. And if I find that people are interested, I'll go ahead and start packing them up and sending them to you. But I don't remember. I think shipping on the Priority padded envelope, I think, is $8.85. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. But I would ask, it would be $25 plus the $8, say $9. So it'd be a total of $34 shipped. And I'll be happy to fill up an envelope and send it to you, and hope that you'll be happy with what you get. So that's kind of where I am right now. Like I say, I've just got to do something to generate some income. I do have one person that when I stopped my Patreon, she wanted to help, and she is donating through PayPal donations. And there's a link below on how you can do a donation by PayPal. And it comes every month, so I'm assuming she's doing it as a recurring donation. So that's always an option. If you don't want to spend $34 on a package of something when you don't know what you're going to get, you could maybe donate that way. But I just want to know, I love every one of you guys. I have enjoyed getting to know some of you. Some of you have gotten to be very good friends. One in particular is not only a friend, but she's also into paper crafting and card making and things. And she and I have gone to a couple of conventions together as roommates. So it's amazing the way that you can build relationships on YouTube. There's so many of you that I keep up with or that keep up with me, and I appreciate it so much. So I'm not going anywhere. It's just my channel's going to change. And there may be other changes as things progress. Until I get my craft room set up and organized, I probably won't do much of anything. But in the meantime, enjoy my Patreon videos and stay in touch. You know, you can send me emails. My email address is in the description box below. You could go to my Facebook page, which is also linked below, or, you know, you can comment on the videos, because I do read the comments. I don't always respond to all of them, but I do read them. And if it calls for a response, I respond. If it's just something that I would say thank you, I probably don't. I just send a little heart emoji, hoping that you understand that I was thankful for your comment. But I don't want to lose you guys. And if you have any other ideas on things I could do, I'm very limited on resources as far as, I mean, I live in the country, so there's not much going on out here in the country. But I'm hoping this booth will work. Excuse me. Like I said, so far it has. But I've pulled all the Christmas stuff out of there. And so now I'm coming up with stuff that I either need to make things or clean out stuff around here. I don't know how craft supplies would sell there. I've got some higher dollar craft supplies that I'm probably going to put on eBay. It's the best way, I think, to sell those, unless somebody here is interested. But like one of the things I have is the back when Polymer Clay Express, which is now Artway, when they came out with their first big clay extruder, it would extrude, I think, like 2 pounds of clay or something like that. A pound of clay, whatever. It's extruded a lot of clay. I bought one of those, and then they came out with the smaller center that you can put inside. So I have the small, I don't even know what you would call it, canister like that goes inside the big one. But I have dies for the small one and for the big one, and they're wonderful dies. They're dies, well, like where you know, like one of them, you have a bottom of a bracelet blank, and it's the part where you would have the cord running through, so it might be straight across with a little loop like this going across that the cord would go through. And then there's another die that would be the top, and the top is different. You have different shapes. Some of them are just art, some of them have some design to them, but I have all of those things. But it's probably, as far as retail value, I would say it's probably like $200 to $300 worth of stuff. I don't even know what they sell their extruders for anymore. But I was going to sell that for maybe $50. I don't see that anybody has ever sold one on eBay. I've done some searches and I can't find one anywhere. So maybe somebody would be interested in that. And, you know, but I've just got so much. I've got an extra pasta machine that I don't want to get rid of in case something happens to this pasta machine, which it shouldn't, but it's a good one. But, you know, I've got all this stuff, and I've got to find a place to either store it away or put it where I can get to it or get rid of it. You know, it's just one of those things. But I'm going to sell all of my Fun Stampers Journey since I haven't been part of Fun Stampers Journey. Is where I first started with paper crafting, and they had a big upheaval 3 years ago, and I left Fun Stampers Journey, and I follow Richard Garay wherever he goes. I'm there with him, and he's awesome. I respect him so much. But I've got things that have just been sitting here, and so I've got to go through and take pictures of all those. And I don't know if anybody here is interested in stamps, rubber stamps, or not. I've got some. If anybody's interested in that, let me know, and I can put envelopes together with stamps in it. I can do so much. I'm pretty open. So anyway, just wanted to let you guys know what's going on with me. Right now it's snowing outside, or it may have stopped now. It's been snowing off and on all day. And so far, I was scheduled to get my COVID vaccine yesterday, but we had a snowstorm Sunday, so that got canceled. So now I'm going next Tuesday, which is November the 9th. February the 9th. But now on the Sunday before that, we're supposed to have another snowstorm. So I don't know if I'll get my vaccine then or not, but I'm trying. You know, I need to keep myself safe, and I don't mind being alone out here in this house. I love it. I'm sorry, my dog is now eating, which means she's making a lot of noise with her bowls. But anyway, it's time. I need to go, and I've taken your time enough, but I just wanted to touch base with you, let you know what's going on and where my heart is, which is with you guys. And just wanted to make a channel that you would still be interested in watching. So let me know your ideas and your likes and dislikes, and I will see you soon with another video. Have fun, everybody. Bye-bye.